quick 1 week turnaround from France sees Formula 1 head a bit further west over to Budapest for the Hungarian Grand Prix this weekend. This race is actually a bit of a personal favourite of mine, to be honest, as I was at the 2019 race, seeing Lewis chase down Max for 20 laps on new tyres, and even witnessed one Mick Schumacher win his very first F2 race that weekend. The race is held at the Hungaroring, a 4.381km circuit in Magyarod, apologies if I've mispronounced that, about 30 minutes north of Budapest. Since its debut in 1986, it has been a permanent fixture in the F1 calendar and was actually even the first F1 race held behind the Iron Curtain during the Cold War. The circuit is a favourite of most drivers for its fast but tight nature. Although it's not always the most exciting race, it has thrown up some truly legendary races in the past 35 years. Lewis Hamilton holds the record for the most wins here with 8, and several drivers have won their first ever races here, including Damon Hill in 93, Fernando Alonso in 2003, Jenson Button in 2006, and Esteban Ocon most recently in 2021. Both Nigel Mansell and Michael Schumacher have also been crowned champions here in 1992 and 2001 respectively. So this place does have great history, but what makes it such a popular location among drivers and fans despite sometimes processional races? Well, let's hop on board the car and take a lap of the Hungaroring, shall we? You want to get a good straight exit out of turn 14, which is key. So you want a short shift, get the power down early, pop up in DRS just before the start finish line to begin the lap. Brake at about 100 meters for turn 1. It's a very wide corner, but you still want to clip the inside apex, let the car run wide while accelerating out into the next short DRS zone. Brake at about 80 meters for turn 2 and try to hold as much speed as possible through this left-hander, which feels like it goes on for ages. Pull left out of 2 and open up 3 flat out and up the hill towards 4. 4 is extremely tough, mostly blind, so you want to hold 6 or 7 if you're brave enough, clip the inside curb, let it run as wide as you dare, and then pull left as quickly as possible to brake and swing right through the long arc of 5. Brake at about 50 for 6 and 7, which are a little bit trickier in the game than real life because the curves are more dramatic, but it's still a tricky little chicane. Brake down to 4th gear for 8 and pull left to open up the right-hander of 9. 10 is completely flat out, and 11 requires only a slight lift to fly through at very high speed. Brake hard for 12, again clip the apex on the inside for the best line. Pull right out of 12 and let the car understeer a little bit in the off-camber 13. There's lots of space in the exit again for a bit of acceleration. Pull left again up the hill and brake a bit into 14, but hold a tight line this time with as much speed as possible near the barrier. Get the power down as early as you dare and pop open DRS again to cross the finish line and finish the lap. And there we go, that is a lap of the Hungaroring in Budapest. It is fast, it is flowing, it's narrow, it's challenging, and while it's very good fun in the game, races in real life can, as I said, be a little bit boring sometimes if they're 100% dry especially. Since overtaking is difficult at the best of times, and unfortunately that's possibly unlikely to change this year, even with the new era of cars, since DRS is actually less powerful this year than previously thanks to these less draggy cars. And the only real overtaking location is down the main straight, which is not that long anyway. Hopefully though, the cars should be able to follow a little bit better. Maybe we'll see more overtaking throughout the lap, so maybe this won't be too much of an issue, we can hope. That said, rain is extremely likely possibility here, and even a tiny drop can shake things up very dramatically, as we saw last year. So let's maybe hope for a little bit of a downpour this weekend. But tell us, who is going into the summer break on the biggest high? Does Max put a hand on the Champions Trophy this week? Will Charles Leclerc bounce back after his dramatic crash while leading the race in France last week and have a little bit of confidence and momentum going into the break? Or will we see another shock first-time winner? Let us know your predictions in the comments down below. Thanks very much as always for watching. I have been Seán. Don't forget to subscribe to the Everything F1 podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and enjoy this week's Hungarian Grand Prix.